I'm Ken Townsend. I'm a global CISO, and I want to highlight a candidate today, Maybelyn, who's actively looking for her next role in cybersecurity. Maybelyn, who goes by May, I want you to give us your elevator pitch about who you are and what you're looking to do.
Awesome. Well, my name is Maybelyn Plecic. You can call me May as the easiest name. I do have a family of 6. I have 24 years of background in technology, either in ISP and consulting, as well as working for one of the famous companies, Zoom, as a global technical enablement manager. So I have years of experience enabling engineers from ground up as a cable technician all the way to consulting and then pre-sales.
Excellent. Excellent. That's great background there. So just jumping right in here for the world to see, what excites you about cybersecurity?
I'm excited because there's so much now in the technology, especially in the world of AI. It's been around for a long time, but now it's evolving to generative AI. A lot of the things that we used to think as simple that we had to do manually, now there's so many technologies that is bringing it up in front center to the users like ChatGPT. Now we're experiencing the boom of how easy it is to use intelligent systems that could do conversations. You can analyze large amount of data. And at the same time, it's also inherent that because of that technology moving so fast, well, guess what? The attackers are also getting smarter, right? Everything that used to be harder for them to do is even more effective, more creative. They will have more active threats. They were more patient, but now it's even faster in lightning years.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That is every topic of conversation for every conference and among my other colleagues there, AI security there. So now, as I mentioned, you're actively looking for a role. What type of role are you looking to do?
The roles I'm mostly interested in is the Security Operations Center manager. I love leading teams because I was an engineering manager for years. I enjoyed coaching, watching successful, smart people excel at what they do, whether it's for data centers, wireless, automation, collaboration solutions, all this cloud security, even cloud systems out there. I believe in empowering engineers and talented people to find that strength, right? Especially now. There's so many tools, there's so many technologies they have to learn. We have to be very patient. We have to empower them to find the right tools, guide them, have a plan, have more clear guidelines as far as successful keys, indicators for them to be successful at what they do. And I believe that I have that knowledge and the teaching skills, not to mention the empathy to understand that not only the technical piece of it, but the people side. How do we bridge business with technology?
Yeah, no, that's great. Great point. And is there any particular industry that you will want to work in?
I've always been interested in education and research, right? Universities would be amazing. I've also been interested in the healthcare systems, especially because of my personal experience with my husband dealing with diabetes, lymphedema, even my parents going through cancer. So I believe that working in hospitals or anything healthcare providers to me is a personal story. I believe that there is so much potential we could do in finding more cures. I'm excited to see AI work its magic as far as collating all that data, and maybe we could solve so many more problems. And then at the same time, have better security controls. HIPAA is important. We want privacy. We want to make sure that all that data is secure, that they're not getting ransomed out there, because how sad is it that we have all this technology and now they're being ransomed just to serve people? And I feel like that's an unfortunate thing. I want to be in front of that.
Yeah, healthcare definitely needed, in there for sure. And so kind of keeping it going here, based on your experience, how do you think you can bring value to an organization?
I bring value because of the experience that I have I started, let's just say, since I was 10 years old, learning Microsoft DOS, right? So I've been introduced for over 37 years in computers, all the way down. I was a tinkerer to begin with. I started out as a cable technician, so I know layer 1 physically, so I understand infrastructure from the bottom. I've trained technicians on provisioning cable, TV, installing residential phone systems, not to mention servicing cable. And you appreciate that job more, right? To me, I thought being in cable was like a small version of being a consultant, right? So once I became a consultant, the impact was larger. Now I was working with healthcare providers, with the government agencies, with the police, with the commercial, right? even the junkyard workshops out there, right? And then I worked with people around the world. So I had to design and implement and support technology in collaboration specifically, but it wasn't just collaboration. We needed to know servers, we needed to work with firewalls, we needed to understand security, compliance, HIPAA, all that stuff, right? PCI, right? Call centers. I needed to work on those systems. So I believe that I have years of background, blood and sweat. Let's just say I have badges of honors of being in the front line, losing hours. And I always tell a lot of my friends, it's hard to explain our job. We work when you're sleeping, right? Our job is to migrate you. It's a project. Need to get you over the weekend. Monday, the business has to be in line. We needed to test disaster recovery, make sure that business continuity is happening. So I have an understanding of ISP providers and redundancies, not only on the phone telecommunication side, but also on the WAN, because a lot of things evolved to voice over IP. We were migrating from PBX to voice over IP and then SIP and frameworks, all that stuff, right? And then we needed to work with networking at the same time, BGP. A lot of things were starting to migrate from analog to more voice or IP-based systems.
Yeah. Well, okay. No, this is kind of maybe answering some of my other questions here. What is a technical competency that you would want the world to know? I know it may just be tough to name one, but is there something that you would want to highlight?
The one big one is automation. I automate processes, not just technology. I believe in streamlining processes, documentation, templatizing things, following frameworks. I like to model and also chunk information, especially in today's age. Many of us are overwhelmed with too much information. How do you distill complex knowledge and concepts into something that even an operator or secretary can understand? So that's what I've excelled at, is the people side. I listen. It's almost like a detective, right? You do a lot of scoping, understanding, listening, documenting, and then how do you say, all right, here's the root cause of this problem, if there is any. And you know that there's no project that just goes smoothly, right? There's always constant risk mitigation that we have to do. And I would really say I'm a risk mitigation person all my life, and I apply that in everything that I do. And that's, I believe, what I've put in the plate as an organization. I'm always thinking about risk. How do we tackle that? How do we counter that?
Yep. No, that's good. Good. Definitely got to look at it through that lens there. Another question, in cyber, we hear about the workforce shortage and the skills set shortage there. So what are some of the things you're doing to develop and increase your skills in the area of cyber?
I successfully completed the CISSP recently, and that made me even hungrier to learn, right? I've been attending the ISC2 webinars, the Women in Cybersecurity groups. They also have many webinars that they're also applying. I'm also part of the ISC2 local chapter in Central Florida. I join workshops. There's all-day workshops. There's virtual monthly sessions that we sync up. Not to mention, I bought 3 additional books to read more on extreme privacy, as well as some of the operational OINT stuff, documentations that are relevant to securing systems personally and professionally. So I'm constantly reading. I'm a forever learner. I've installed Kali Linux and my Raspberry Pi, so I'm not done testing out different ISOs and multi-booting them, and to see what security controls we can apply, and various tools hands-on. So I'm definitely studying.
Okay, no, that's good. So you answered one of that other. Are there any other certifications you want to highlight? Because that was going to be my next question. So congratulations on the CISSP, by the way.
Thank you. I also completed the certified cybersecurity. That's the earlier version or the new version that they have. And I invite everyone to take that certification while it's still free. So that's a call out to the ISC2 that anybody's interested. I also have ITIL 4 Foundation. I have AWS Cloud Practitioner also as a certification. I used to have many Cisco certification, but we'll continue to, renew that in the future.
Okay. No, that's good. So as hiring managers may be watching this video here, can you talk about some of your experiences of how you've supported, different managers or leadership, in the past?
Yes, absolutely. Think of me as your back-end leader supporter. I love and thrive in chaos. I find that when I understand what the business alignment is, what the mission and goals, I execute to the best of my ability. And that's my mission. Whatever mission and vision you have, I'm the one that will translate that incorporate that into the process, ensure that everyone understands it in their components and functions, even cross-functionally. I'm an educator at heart, and I like to promote individuals that and clarify the concepts that leaders have. So that's my way of, let's just say, I'm a servant leader from bottom up.
No, that's great. That's great. So kind of on the other side of that coin, I said you want to lead teams. Can you tell us about your leadership style?
My leadership style is very much transformative. I'm not conventional. I do dedicate a lot of time, not only in a team, but in individual basis. I believe that each individual needs different styles of leadership. And I also learn from my own employees or team members. I believe in continuous feedback. I also like to document things. I like to share documentation. I like to give them data so that they know what success means. I don't want it to be ambiguous. I try to be clear about things. I'm also going to be there with you when you're struggling. I'm not going to tell you to do something I haven't done myself. I usually model leadership, and then I expect you to be team members. So to me, my team members, they're like family too. It's not just a professional aspect. I thrive in the relationship, and that's trust, that building the trust piece of it.
Oh, that's good. That's important. We can't do this without our teams and developing, our teams there. Kind of switching to another topic here. What are some of your key professional accomplishments that you want to highlight today?
Yes, I will say the most recent one, I used to work for Zoom. I was a global technical enablement manager. And one of the greatest, proudest things I've done there was that I was able to curate many documents, over 2,000, if not more, to make it easier and accessible for them to use for customer demonstration, to understand new product introduction, new product updates, or understand roadmaps that are coming up every month. We were able to create, or say host, about 200 plus sessions globally between Americas, Europe, and Asia, and find the right balance of what's enough, what's regular occurrence that they can easily demonstrate themselves in the pre-sales. And it didn't only just support the pre-sales teams. We also supported the technical account managers. We were able to give resources to our customer success managers, including our product managers, to get beta candidates, to get feedbacks on feature updates, as well as ensure that our global architect teams are also spotlighted themselves, because they're the SMEs and they're able to present themselves and show the value of who they are as expert and how they train others internally, and not only internally, but externally. So that's my latest one that I want to say that I'm most proud of, the most recent.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good. Can you also share a story maybe about where you had a difficult problem where maybe you didn't know the answer to, and you had to figure out how to, solve that problem to get the job done?
I'll give you an example in the previous role that I have as an engineering manager. And during the COVID time, it was a challenge to keep everyone busy, right? At that time, and basically 2019, projects were starting to slow down because we couldn't be in face-to-face locations, correct? So how do I get my engineers to be utilized and busy as well as upskill? So we found a niche at that time. Everybody was going virtual. And we were able to train them to be great facilitators for the different types of meetings. At that time, it was WebEx. We also used Zoom meetings, Microsoft Teams, you name it. And we were able to demonstrate to our customers that we can now help them with board meetings, now host, let's say, job fairs remotely, and give best practices on how to present, how to prepare, how to script out things. And we were lucky enough to, one of my favorite ones, there was a technical training around the globe, and we had over 20 engineers across able to be slotted in, and they were there in the background assisting to make sure speakers and instructors were ready to present during that time. And our teams were billable. They were utilized, and I didn't have to worry about losing my team. So my goal was to keep giving them a job, right, during those difficult times.
Yeah, oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, and as we wrap up here, quickly for the audience out here, tell us who you are outside of cybersecurity. What do you like to do?
Oh, I'm going to laugh at that one. Well, my nickname is Wonder Woman separately, and think of me as Da Vinci. I'm very much a curious. I do everything. And as Ken and I were talking about, he said, what don't you do? So I currently am working on my second degree black belt. So I should get that in January. I'm also a vocal singer, so I'm practicing that every week, learning how to sing properly. I'm a Tai Chi instructor. I have a family of 4, 21, 19, and 18-year-old or two 17-year-old. One is autistic. So I do have a family that I support. I am pretty much a busybody, right? But I love learning and tinkering in the background too while I'm at it. So I can't stop learning. That's one thing I can tell you right now.
Wow. Yeah, I guess you're filling up every hour of the day. So that's good. Well, good. Well, thank you for the time. And let's say, hey, LinkedIn network, let's make sure we share this video, share it to your network, and let's help May find her next opportunity. All right,
Awesome.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care.